Hi guys, this is Amanda. I don't know if you've been following the news lately, but I will fill you in. So a bunch of young, intelligent people on TikTok discovered Osama bin Laden's letter to America. After reading it, they were shocked to the core. They realized that Osama bin Laden was justified in attacking America. Thousands of videos acknowledging that are circulating on TikTok, and it's amazing. The same brave, independent thinkers that support Hamas are now supporting Al-Qaeda, and that's just the beginning. I will go through several points in this letter, which are particularly eye-opening. So bin Laden's two main gripes against America is America's support for Israel and Western colonialism. So let's start with Israel. He says that Jews don't have the right to Palestine because that's what the Bible says, and the Bible is false. It's the Muslims that have the right to Palestine because that's what the Quran says, and the Quran is true. Wow. That's such a logical and unbiased argument. I'm impressed. I especially like the first part because he's bashing the Bible just like we always do, and we all know that the Bible is basically white racist propaganda. And he also explains why America supports Israel. It's because America is controlled by the Jews. That's such an original way of thinking. That man was a giant. Colonialism is basically acquiring control of another territory, occupying it by settling there and using it for financial gain. And we all know that Western colonialism was an unforgivable sin. The fact that they did it in Muslim countries is especially bad. Like, what right did the white people have to go to places like Somalia, Iraq, and Afghanistan and mess around with the indigenous people there? But wait a sec. Somalia is in Africa and Afghanistan is in Asia. How did Islam end up there? The Arabs did establish their extensive caliphate, but that wasn't colonialism. It's only colonialism when white people are doing it. The Arabs created their empire by mostly peaceful means. Like, you know how the BLM riots were mostly peaceful? Yeah, so that's the same kind of peaceful. Same goes for the non-white rulers of other empires like the Mongols, the Aztecs, the Mayans. So violence is not violence when people are oppressed by evil colonial powers. Then it's resistance. People have a right to resist. You know what violence would be? If the Al-Qaeda members that hijacked the planes would go around dead naming and misgendering the passengers. That would be violence. And you know what? If they did that, I would be the first one to condemn them. Because sometimes you do something that's so evil, you just cross a certain line. And there's no excuse for it. So yes, if they engaged in despicable behavior like that, there would be no excuse for it. Even if you are oppressed, I'm sorry, you can't do that. Like, find some other way to resist. So the best thing America can do is to just stop supporting Israel and leave that part of the world to people like bin Laden. That will ensure peace and prosperity in that region. Like when America left Afghanistan, right? The Afghani people were overjoyed and welcomed back the Taliban. They were so happy they tried to push the American planes to depart faster. So some of them died while holding on to the wings and wheels as the planes were taking off from the tarmac. In conclusion, I wanted to give you guys a list of books to read. Osama bin Laden's letter is a good start, but here are some more pieces of literature that will literally blow your mind. Here's the list. The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx, Islamic Government, Governance of the Jurist by Ayatollah Khomeini, The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, The Little Red Book by Mao Zedong, And then there is a bunch of books written by Saddam Hussein. That should last you for a while. Once you are done, just message me and I'll give you more recommendations. The sad thing is that when I was going to school, our school system was still controlled by those awful conservatives. So my generation just wasn't educated properly. And now we need to fill in the gaps. It's difficult, but it's important.